What are some Chinese EV manufacturers doing? Over the last few years, Chinese EV manufacturers have had their numbers reduced. It was about 500, it's now about 100. One of those still left is NIO. Now, when I was in Norway last Christmas, I actually visited a NIO house, and the people in there were really very nice, and their cars were even nicer. And I even got to take the ES8, which is their very large SUV, for a test drive. And I really liked it. Their latest version of the ES8 can have up to 150 kilowatt hour battery, a range of up to about 800 kilometers, acceleration from 0 to 100 in just over 3 seconds. It's all ridiculous for a vehicle of that size. NIO have got their battery swap technology and their battery swap stations, which means you can get a full battery in around 5 minutes. Just whip out the old one, shove in a new one. And they've got about 1,800 of those in China alone, and they're opening them up in Europe. Now, whilst this sounds great, it does mean one thing. They've got a lot of batteries sitting in these swap stations that are doing nothing once they're charged. So these batteries could actually be put into cars that they could then sell. And seeing as how at the moment the world is a bit short on batteries, we're EV battery challenged, this to me seems like a complete waste of resources. And it's going to become more so in the near future because battery technology is improving. Charging times are improving. So if I can go to a charger and get a full charge in about 10 minutes, I need to have a break, go and grab a cuppa or a snack or something. What's the point in sitting in a battery swap station where it takes 5 minutes? NIO is currently one of the worst performers. It lost $1.6 billion US in the first half of this year, meaning it's on track to lose $3 billion or more for this year. Now, you compare that to Tesla's $5 billion profit worldwide. BYD made about $3 billion profit. All the other car companies are doing okay. NIO, they're burning through their money and their share price is crashing. I mean, just look at this graph of their share pricing over the last few years. They're in trouble. Now they've come up with a harebrained scheme. They've developed a smartphone. Why? They say that their NIO smartphone has been designed to integrate with their EVs via the app. But why not just design the app? Most EV manufacturers and even non-EV manufacturers are getting car apps. So this NIO smartphone is also not cheap, starting at around $850 and going up to just over $1,000 US for the top of the range model. So what do you get for this money? Well, the range starts with a 12 gigabyte ROM, 512 gigabytes of storage, and goes up to 16 gigabytes of ROM with 1 terabyte of storage. All these phones have got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset and 3 50 megapixel cameras on the rear, offering ultra wide, standard, and a telephoto camera, which has got a 2.8 times optical zoom with optical image stabilization. The screen is a 6.81 inch OLED display and offers a 120 hertz refresh rate. Whilst these specs are pretty much up there with all decent smartphones, their main purpose is the NIO Link app, which is responsible for various car functionalities, such as auto lock and unlock when it detects you're approaching and leaving the car, controlling the air conditioning, adjusting the seats, controlling the music system, and getting data on battery capacity and vehicle range. Yeah, I've got a Tesla app and it does all that, although I don't think it controls the seats. But why you'd want to do that when you're nowhere near the car, I don't know. And the Tesla app works on iOS or the Android environments. Besides all this, they've also designed their first in-house chip, which begins mass production next month in October. It's a LiDAR main control chip, and the founder of NIO, William Lee, said that it should save $100 per vehicle and recoup its development costs in 1 year. Let's wait and see if this isn't another pie in the sky idea. But wait, there's more. NIO have also unveiled its full-featured operating system, which it calls SkyOS. And they say this is China's first operating system for smart electric cars. And in the next few days, NIO is going to bring its app store to the cabin with over 40 apps that have been adapted. And all this, they only sold 19,329 units in August, which, whilst it's significantly up year on year, was down 6% month on month. And they're doing all this whilst they're losing money hand over fist. So you've got to wonder when they're going to go bankrupt, although they have just announced the pricing of its planned $1 billion convertible note offering. If you look at their rapidly declining share pricing, you've got to wonder. I'm not a financial advisor, so what do I know? When do you think NIO's going to go bankrupt? Sooner or later? And what other Chinese EV manufacturers won't be around in the future? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And please don't forget, can you click that like and subscribe button below? It doesn't cost you anything, but it really does help the channel. Thank you. And I'll see you all very soon.